The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Psalm 112. Actually, Psalm 111 ends the same way. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. They're twin psalms that speak the same message. We talk about the blessed life. Psalm 112 says, like, blessed is the one who understands this, that the fear of God is the beginning of all wisdom, who delight in his commands, like, kind of centers their life on God. I think it's probably the solution to our world's problems right now. We talk about the blessed life, like what it means to be happy in this life. The fear of God is the beginning of that whole endeavor. And we don't get that right, we get everything else wrong. I remember as a kid, I was at the dinner table and we were laughing about something. I was like maybe 8 years old. And I was laughing about something with chewing food, and I remember my dad grabbed my arm and grabbed it so strong, and I felt like I'd be crushed if I disobeyed. I didn't even know I was doing anything wrong. I was just laughing. Well, what I didn't know, and then shortly there found out that someone that he knew well, I think it was his aunt, who had choked on a lima bean. Maybe it was his mom, I'm not sure, I can't remember the exact person, but someone had choked on a lima bean, and they were just laughing at the dinner table and choked on a lima bean, and they had to give him the Heimlich, and thankfully they were okay. But it scared him enough that he's like, I don't want to see my kids go through that same thing. Well, I didn't realize what he was anxious about, and so he grabbed my arm, and then we knew, and well, I wasn't going to be laughing at the dinner table after that. And I love to laugh, and our whole family does, but not at the table. It's kind of a sacred deal. A lot of times we hear the fear of God, we get it wrong because we think of God as a tyrant, or we think of God as malicious, maybe, or those images kind of are stirred up in our head, when maybe our concept of God derives out of our concept of a dad. Maybe the dad wasn't the best, or a grandpa wasn't the best, or some uncle, and we don't have the right sense of God being holy, and God being righteous, and God being honorable and true, and what he does is right and good and meant for our benefit. It's who he is. He leads out of who he is. And the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. Is like, okay, we get that right, we get everything else right. We begin to respect teachers and respect our elders, and because I respect God and I'm in awe of him, everything else that I'm in authority under, I'll respect them as well. It's how we lead our kids, and it's so important in our lives. Psalm 112 talks about the blessed life, and we're going to talk about that this Sunday. Get that straight. The God-centered life is, if there's anything that's going to help us navigate in our day and age, it's getting this one straight. The God-centered life. The fear of God is the beginning of wisdom, knowledge. And how much do we need to hear that? Our men are going to gather on Tuesday night at 6:30 and study the second chapter in the book of James. So bring a pen, bring a journal, bring your Bible, invite a friend. We want to see our men's ministry grow and be bolstered. Scott Baker's going to share even this weekend about the men's ministry, encourage our guys to get involved in that endeavor. We kind of want to start with the big group experience, which is worship, and grow to a little bit smaller, which is the men's group and the women's group that meets on the first and third Tuesdays of every month at 6:30. The men are going to meet the second and fourth Tuesday of every month at the church. And then we grow smaller into small groups, and that's kind of the vision that God has for us as a flock at this point in our ministry. We're really excited about what God's doing, and really want you to be a part of that whole endeavor. If you're a guy, join us this Tuesday at 6 o'clock or 6:30 right here at the church. And furthermore, these grounds, we need some extra mowers. A couple of mowers would be great. People that mow the lawn, if you'd like to be outside and like mowing the lawn, we've got some great mowers. Rob Bernouche and a whole team of people that are involved with that effort. But if you'd like to help, please see Rob. You can see the email about that important ministry. Thanks for all you're doing. If you have any needs, let us know. We'd love to serve you in whatever capacity. We have a night of worship coming up next Sunday on May the 2nd. And so I want to point your attention to that as we gather to worship God in spirit and truth and have more of a worshiping culture in our DNA. God bless you. If we can serve you in any way, let us know. We'd love to do so. Hopefully we'll see you soon. God bless.